Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms
that has not been assigned the roles separately. Any unassigned subordinates. Unassigned subordinates. Subordinates where you have not assigned the role. Right. So it will automatically apply to that. If you do not want that behavior, if you say, okay, I don't care if it is assigned or not assigned. If I am applying to current organization, I only want it to be current organization. This means the first option means no inheritance. Okay. If you choose the first option, this means no inheritance. Apply to current organization. Only all the role assignments you do, only the current organization, no inheritance. Got it. Second option is a default option that we always have. And that is the behavior we saw. Current organization will definitely be assigned. And any unassigned subordinates, the same role assignment will be inherited. Third option is an even more powerful option. Applies to current organization and all subordinates. If we had chosen this in our security group for manager, and if we did the role assignment for a XYZ Motors organization, that who would be the manager of XYZ Motors sales? Who would be the manager of XYZ Motors? Executive. Okay, here, Daniel, it will override. It will override. It will override. It will override. It will impose itself on all the subordinates. Yeah, I am the manager. I'm the big daddy. Right, I am the manager. I will be the I will be the manager of all the organizations. Doesn't matter what role assignments you have done at a subordinate organization level. I will be the it will be an automatically forcefully inherited from the top level organization. So that may be applicable to certain organizations. That's why they might use the option. And then, there is another flexible option which says applies to current organization with subordinates to a certain level. To level. You can specify to what level of subordinates that will be inherited. Right. So what does? Let's take an example of that. Let's say that we have this, our supervisor, the organizations, and I will take the same example, because that is what we have familiar with. XYZ Motors, and then you have. I will just put in something quickly. Let's say XYZ Motors. Exact. And it had two subordinates, sales, and it had manufacturing. Right? This was your organization structure. And now, if I take this option, which says applies to current organization and subordinates to a level, let me put it as 2. So what does that mean? For 2 levels of subordinates, it will apply the role of manager. The role. After that, what happens? If each of these organizations has a subordinate, let's take XYZ Motors sales issue and XYZ Motors manufacturing Europe. These are subordinates of XYZ Motors Manufacturing. Now I want manager to meet Daniel Throwen. So who becomes the manager of XYZ Motors? Executive. Daniel Throwen. Daniel Throwen. Who is the manager of XYZ Motors Sales? Daniel Throwen. Daniel Throwen. What about XYZ Motors Manufacturing? Daniel Throwen. Daniel Throwen. Daniel Throwen, who becomes the manager of XYZ Motors Sales issue. No, they don't know that. They don't know that we need to assign. We need to assign, not hire, actually. We need to assign the role to somebody. Right. It will not be inherited from the superior organization. Might sound weird. Right. This is not the behavior that we saw. Why? Because by default, this is the option that is chosen. Applies to current and unassigned subordinates. That is, by default, the option that is chosen. If somebody chooses this option applies to current organization as somebody else to a level, then that means it will only be inherited for 2 levels. Beyond that you have to do the role assignments again. Unlisted. Right. So this applies to current organization and subordinates to a certain level, so you can specify to what level of subordinates you want. But by default we will choose this. This is the most convenient and popular and easy to configure option. And easy to understand applies to current organization and unassigned subordinates. If it is not assigned, it will be inherited from the period. If you want to assign at that organization level, you will just go ahead and do the role design. Right, that is what this means. Role and access rights to multiple job workers. Role has access to the position. State support. This is again the default option. There are other 2 options, as role for primary job, as access to all positions. Role has access to all positions. This is applicable for those kind of organizations where you enable multiple jobs for a worker. Some organizations have the requirement where each worker may need to have multiple jobs. So if that is the case, then you choose from these options. Role has access to the position. State support. This is the default option. That means the position is filled up in an organization. So in whichever organization you have been assigned the role, it will have access to only that position. Not in any other position, in any other organization. But you have some other options as well. Click OK to save this. So we have created our security group. Okay, and we have related that to the assignable role. Agreed? Now we will do something else. Does this security group have any permissions to do anything? We have just created this security group. Does it have any permissions for anything? What do you think? I think we have to activate. Activate. Yeah, we will activate it once we assign the permissions. But how free you find any permissions yet? No. No, we have just created the security group. We have just created the security group. We have not assigned it. We have not assigned it anything. Isn't it? We have not assigned it anything. Now there are two ways that we typically use to assign the permissions to the security group. One is, we do it manually. We try to find out each and every security policy that is for the security group needs access to, and we keep on adding to each and every security policy. But you can understand that is a time-taking process. So what we can do quickly is there something that is similar to the security group? If yes, wouldn't it be nice to copy over those permissions for the security group as well? And then add it, remove some of the permissions. Wouldn't it be great if you could copy some existing security group and create our own? So the answer is yes, there is an option for that. There used to be a task called Copy Security Group, but now it is marked as Do Not Use. Right, we will not use it. So what we will do instead is maintain permissions for security group. Please make a note of this task. Maintain permissions for security group. Okay, we will make use of this particular task. Now you have the option to maintain or you can copy. Okay, copy. What to what?
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@uptalk.com.